Welcome to our January 11th PZM Essentials webinar. Today we'll be determining the true cost per acre. My name is Dan Ba, and I am one of the Precision Business Planning Specialists here at AgSolver. And to give you a rundown of our agenda for today, we're going to have our introduction, and then we're going to hop into the application and copy scenario, and then import and create a 2017 scenario with a 2017 crop budget, and then we will adjust yield if so choose, and then identify the true cost per acre within the financial performance table, and then we'll follow up with any questions anyone might have. So before we hop in to the application, I do want to mention that we are in Q&A mode. So if you do have a question during this webinar, please feel free to type your question in the chat box below my contact information. My email is djdahe@agsolver.com, or you can contact our support team at support@agsolver.com. And then you can always call my cell phone, which is 319-238-1978 if you have any questions. Now we'll hop into the application itself. And in this scenario, we will actually navigate to James Field. So, and this is the field that would be going to corn this coming year, and we want to see, based off of the inputs and our crop budget that we have placed going into next year, what is our break-even commodity price and cost of production per acre. So what we will do first, we will select copy a scenario. And what we're going to do is actually base this off of 2015 actual production corn yield. In 2016 we had soybeans on this field, and 2015 was the last year of data, or the only year that we have corn data on this particular field. I'm going to call this 2017 corn production. Go ahead and click Save. So, and what we've just done is created a carbon copy of our actual production corn 2015 scenario and renamed it 2017 corn production. Right now we're still applying that 2015 corn crop budget to this particular field. So what we're going to do is click on the little gear icon right next to the orange planning name, and we will edit this crop budget that is being applied. So I have actually already pre-created my 2017 corn crop production crop budget for this particular field. And we will drop commodity price to $3.45 corn. Other revenue, we're going to leave that at 0. Equipment cost for us is right around $56 an acre. And how we figured out this, right now I'm lumping this into all one lump sum. But what we did, we took how much we owe on our combine on the note, and then we amortized that out over a period of years, how many we're paying off, and then total acreage amount. So we've done that for every piece of equipment that we will be operating on this particular field in 2017, and our cost of production is $56 on machinery. And we do run a lot of older machinery. And then scrolling down, I have my crop budget set that at most I'm going to spend $125 on seed corn. Also for cover crop seed, I'm going to be spending $15 an acre cover crop seed. And then going down, I have anhydrous, P&K, UAN, side dress, all of that. Next we have herbicide and insecticide. We can split this out into 3 different categories, but for me, I just put it on in one lump sum, saying that I'm not going to spend over $60 worth of herbicide or insecticide on this cornfield this coming year. Crop insurance right around $20 an acre. Interest back on the operating note at $6, and then factoring in grain handling and hauling costs right around $30 an acre. Land, labor, overhead, home, personal, which is just basic living expenses, and then finally other there at the bottom. So I'm going to go and apply this new crop budget to this particular field so we can get an updated profitability map on what we're looking at. And if we scroll down to the financial performance table, you can see in 2015, we actually had a really good year on this field. This field averaged 245 bushel. In 2017, we don't know if we can quite that, so what I'm going to do is add a zone, and while we're doing that is to reduce yield on this field. And so on this field, our yield goal for 2017 is right around 220 bushel. So once we select the green Add Zone button, our drawing tool is populated on the left-hand side of the map. At the very bottom, we have a whole field zone drawing tool, which is the square box with the diagonal lines running through it. And what this does is creates the entire field as a zone and then pulls up a budget. And for this zone name, I'm just going to rename it Yield Adjust 220 bushel yield goal. You can see our zone average yield on the entire field in this case, and what I'm going to do is just decrease our target yield zone. We'll go negative 11 we'll go negative 10%. So we're wanting to hit right around that 220, 221 bushel yield goal on this particular field. And really, we're all trying to determine, all right, where do we need to start marketing our grain at? Should we be marketing now, or should we be marketing grain about a month ago? Just trying to see where we're going to fall. And so, and what we're actually going to be looking at, so pull up the financial performance table on the entire field. So on this 67-acre field, if we have an average yield of 220, we're actually going to be losing about $50 an acre. Return on investment is going to be negative 6%, basing it off of 340 corn. Production efficiency, this is a measurement of bushels produced per $1,000 spent. But what we're really wanting to hone in on is this break-even commodity price at $368. This tells me where I need to start marketing my grain at, or if I need to make adjustments to my crop budget. And what I will do, I will create a scenario based off of every field going into 2017. And what I will do is actually create a report based off of this information. It'll actually be a custom report, and it'll be a custom business performance report, we will select the James field, 2017 corn production, and then click Add. And I will add all of our fields, and then run a report. So I know the worker is piecing in all of this information in the report. And when we create a report based off of the enterprise level, this will rank our fields from most profitable to least profitable, and then also show us our cash flow on each individual field. So our report is back. We'll go ahead and download that. So you can see, in this case, I only created a business performance report based off of one field, but you see there in the gray, you can see the total acres. In this case, it's the 67-acre field with our total revenue, expenses, profit per acre, return on investment, acreage opportunity ratio, working capital opportunity, average loss per negative return, corn production efficiency, and then if we had any soybean production efficiency. And then below we have our scenario that we created with the return on investment map, financial performance table, and profitability map. But this gives me the baseline of knowing exactly where I stand and what I like to do. I like to model out really 3 different scenarios. First scenario is based off crop budget that we have in place. What does, say, 180 bushel field average yield look like on this particular field compared to 200 or 220 or 245, a really high-end yield? So it gives me that idea where I need to start marking my grain at. So now I'd like to open it up for any questions anyone might have regarding this feature and this scenario that we created. Once this webinar is completed, it will be posted on our AgSolver YouTube channel. And I do want to invite you to our webinar this morning at 11 o'clock, which we'll be looking at creating variable rate seeding recs based off multi-year average. And what we'll be looking at is our 2016 financial performance based off of a script that I've written based off of a single year ROI, and we'll be comparing that to a VRT rec based off of the multi-year average ROI. And we'll see the 2 different scenarios played out. So if there's no questions, I want to thank you for viewing our January 11th PZM Essentials webinar, determining true cost per acre. Thank you.